Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder. As always, I'm Ton.
I'm Dave.
And we are here nestled lovely in the Nook of Doom.
Yeah.
Surrounded by scritching cats and action figures and dirty clothes.
Yep.
It's a sorry world that we live in.
Is it?
But we're living in it. We're living in it, man.
Uh-huh.
You guys will have to excuse me off the back because I'm tired as hell for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I slept okay, I guess, but we ran around a lot today, and it was just balls-ass hot outside.
It was draining.
Like, oh my god, I felt like I was, like, literally sitting in a fucking soup of my own making by the time we got home.
Yeah. Dude, you saw me, I freaking was out. I was just like, oh, it drained
The second we got in the door, Dave went straight downstairs and passed the fuck out.
Yep.
Although, granted, you worked the night before, too.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
hadn't
like,
got sleep yet. But normally I can stay up later than this. But, man, that
it's
heat really
done.
just zapped the shit.
It was
out
like,
of me.
what, 94 degrees or some shit?
Yeah.
It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was fun times, though. Lots of cool stuff we found today. Had a pack rat. Enjoyed that.
Most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it.
Nah,
Can't do it.
No,
I can't do it.
No.
But I love Pack Rat. Pack
Yeah,
Rat is the
Pack
greatest
Rat's
comic shop ever.
Yep.
So, a lot has happened since the last time we recorded. The biggest thing, of course, being San Diego Comic-Con. So we're definitely going to get into that. But before we get into that, I just want to get the not-so-happy stuff out of the way first.
Yeah.
This was a bad week for wrestling.
Yeah.
And on the same day, 3 wrestlers passed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I'm trying to remember. Well, it was Nikolai Volkov, which he was old, you know.
Yeah.
And then there was another one, I think it was Bunkhouse Brown or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Not one I was really familiar with.
Yeah, it was like one of the low-level, I guess, guys.
And then the kind of most high-profile one, Brickhouse Brown, sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, Brickhouse Brown. And then the most high-profile one, of course, was Brian Christopher Lawler, a.k.a. Brian Christopher or Grandmaster Sexay of Too Cool. If you grew up in the Attitude Era or you were into that sort of era of wrestling, like that was a huge part of it.
I actually just watched a video where it was Rikishi, Too Cool, and The Rock taking on the Radicals and DX.
Oh, God, what a great match
Yeah.
that was.
And then that was the one where Kane returned, and it was, what's his name? Came out with Undertaker. You know.
Paul Bearer.
And he came out in the red jacket. Yes. And they were like, oh shit, it's him.
Undertaker! Yes. You've double-crossed me for the last time! But I was always a big fan of Too Cool. Like, they definitely hit my aesthetic at that time period. Like, I don't know. Like, they were goofy as hell, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Scotty doing the worm and, like, fucking...
Very much more the, like, you know...
Yeah.
You can see where...
I also, like...
New Day took from that.
Yeah, New Day owes a lot to those guys,
Yeah.
for sure. And so did, like, Brodus Clay when he was doing the fucking Funkasaurus gimmick and shit. He owes a lot to that Too Cool Rikishi sort of team-up. And it's unfortunate that I heard that they kind of fell out in the last few years, like, I guess, over some shit.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they're not really friends. Like, Rikishi and the guys and shit. Not really.
Okay.
Like, I guess because, from what I understand, Rikishi kind of has a big head about himself. And, like, considers himself to be more important than everybody else.
Okay.
I was like, you did the least amount of work in that trio, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was very over, but you're over because you smashed your asshole in people's faces.
Yeah, like, no offense, dude, but like a lot of people didn't necessarily want to work with you because they knew that was your finishing move, was shoving your giant posturous ass in places.
God. But I always see, like, Brian Christopher Lawler, like, he's one of those guys that really just kind of lived in the shadow of his father.
Yeah.
It's gotta suck, like, and it's like David Flair or David Sammartino or...
Okay, David Flair, it's hard because, like, Flair had no talent, whereas, like, Chris did. He was good. He was a good wrestler and stuff. Though the only thing that sucked about the Too Cool thing was he was always too afraid to let that skull cap get knocked off. Like, for some reason, it would shatter his character or something. Because every time he'd take a hit, he would constantly be, like, holding it and stuff. Or, like, trying to put it back on. And I'm like, dude, it's okay if it comes off. Like, nobody's like, oh, you're white? Like, nobody's going to be like, that white boy was wearing a skull cap. Like, we know, dude. It's fine. But other than that, dude, like, I remember them before they were Too Cool. And they were both really good wrestlers.
Yeah, no, Too Hot Scott Taylor and Too Much was the tag team. Was like Too Cool Brian Christopher and Too Hot Scott Taylor.
Yeah.
And then they were Too Much, and they were like they played that kind of
boy band,
pre-Billy and Chuck sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like they had that effeminate, sort of
like esque boy band, esque like male model kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it sucks because when you're that guy, you're the second generation, and your dad is one of the most famous guys in the business, and he's one of the most respected guys in the business. It's got to be tough like that. Yeah. And some second generation guys, they can rise above that. Like guys like Randy Orton, where like, yeah, his dad was big in wrestling and stuff, but he wasn't a main event guy.
Yeah.
And The Rock, like his dad was huge again, but he was also not a main event guy.
Yeah.
So, but when you're Ric Flair's kid, or like
Tamina,
or like Tamina Snuka, or like any of Snuka's kids, like, or even like Charlotte has done a great job of like really establishing herself. But in some respects, it's easier because she's a girl, because you're not like, being constantly compared to him, in the same respect. But Brian Christopher he spent a lot of time with a lot of problems with alcohol and drugs. Mm-hmm. Hard drugs like somas and shit.
Sadly, that is a trend in wrestling.
Well, like a week or two ago, before it happened, he got picked up for DUI. Ooh. He was like trying to evade the cops and get back home drunk, basically. Wow. And then while he was in the cell, like, I guess they'd said that Lawler and his, like a friend of his, were trying to get Brian into rehab. And I guess he just didn't want to go. Yeah. And he hung himself in his jail cell. Yeah. And the cops, like, saved him, took him down or whatever, but by the time it happened, he was brain dead.
The amount of time it takes to, like, get brain dead from lack of oxygen is staggeringly short. So, like, it sucks.
He was one of those guys who never really found success after that gimmick. He was only 46 years old. Like, God, that's just really fucking, it hits you in a weird way. Like, it's like one thing, Nikolai Volkov was like 75 years old. Like, okay, that's, it sucks, but and he's awesome and he's a legend of the business, but
he also worked hard in an industry at that time where they weren't really good on your medical stuff. So, like, that's understanding a lot of the older guys like that. He, however, worked in a different, honestly, their matches weren't hard matches. They were good matches. They were flashy matches, but they weren't necessarily the most hard
But
matches.
I always liked Brian because, like, he was a Memphis-style worker, and I love Memphis wrestling, like Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett and shit. Like, I love a Memphis-style worker. Yeah. Like, that old-school wrestling kind of worker.
And unfortunately, that almost worked.
It's a detriment.
It is. It worked kind of against him because, like, when you look back on the Too Cool thing, who's the one you least remember?
Yeah.
Him,
sadly.
Unfortunately. You remember the gimmick, Grandmaster Sexay and stuff, but as far as, like, in-ring, you remember Rikishi or you remember Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yeah.
Because they had the flashier stuff. Scotty had the, like, the chops, the worm, all that stuff, like, sadly, his work was solid, it just wasn't flashy. It's, it's the wrestling that we grew up on, where it was, like, strict, like, technical, put in the work wrestling.
Yeah.
And then it went to the flashier stuff.
It's got to be tough because, like,
yeah,
I don't know. He wasn't, when your dad is Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
People would expect you to be a great talker. They'd expect you to be, like, a certain, like, and he was a good worker. He's a very, very solid worker.
Yeah.
But he wasn't much of a talker.
No.
Like, his promos were meh at best. It worked within the gimmick.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. I feel bad. It sucks. He's another guy from our generation of wrestling
that went
that's
down.
gone.
Yeah.
It's sad to see a guy kill himself like that. Not even 50 years old.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see the legends go, but it's really sad when it's like a guy that you were like, I don't remember when you started this.
Yeah.
And like coming up, it's really rough seeing that stuff.
I mean, it's a real bitch, and I feel like terrible for Lawler. I know they had kind of a strained relationship in a lot of respects because of. Unfortunately, Brian was, kind of jealous of his dad, which I get that. Like, it sucks, but, But, yeah, it's depressing as hell, I tell you.
Yeah.
But that's alright, we're done with that bullshit.
Yep, alright.
So, all my condolences to the family.
But, still continuing in the vein of wrestling news.
Yes.
Good wrestling news. Well, I guess good to some, maybe not to others. It depends on how your viewpoints are, I guess. But Kane got elected.
Sheriff of Knox County.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Mayor.
Sheriff. That'd be even better.
Sheriff.
My God. Sheriff Kane.
He's the real walking tall.
Right? He's Buford fucking Pusser.
Actually, he probably would have made a better...
I don't know. The Rock is awesome in that.
No. I meant like...
No, I get it, though.
If you
the
go
old
based
school
off...
style,
if you go based off what it was originally.
Oh, yeah,
and
for
stuff,
sure.
Yeah, he would have made kind of like a really hoss-ass Buford Pusser.
For real.
And they could have used the name Buford Pusser because he looks like
he looks like his name would be Buford Pusser. Yeah. What a horrible name, by the way.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But associated to someone
how
who
many
kicks some ass.
sequels of those
there's
there were.
shitloads of those
I
fucking
know.
movies.
I was like, what the shit?
So yeah, he's been elected to mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Which I'm like, how are you a mayor of a county? This is very confusing to me. I thought mayors were of cities. I don't know politics though.
Counties. Or can be bigger than
I guess,
city
yeah.
districts and stuff like that.
I'm happy for him. Apparently, he won, basically just trounced the competition.
Which the competition, of course, was like, oh, it's because he's a wrestler. And I was like...
Oh, well, you lost, didn't you?
I was like, well, first off, even if that was the case, don't you think that would have been a hindrance? Because, people would have been like, can the wrestler do this job?
Yeah, in some respects, I can see how that could be a thing.
So, obviously, people didn't think that was such a big deal. I mean, also, you've had people the likes of Jesse Ventura,
Mm-hmm.
So... and I know this is something he really wanted, so much to the point that he took, a staggering amount of time away.
Oh yeah, I mean, he essentially kind of quasi-retired.
Yeah.
Not even that though. He's been working at this campaigning for years now.
Yeah. So
I'm proud of him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
From all intents and purposes, he's a very good guy. I know he's kind of a libertarian and very much a conservative and stuff, but to each their own.
I mean, but it makes sense where he's from and where he's at and stuff like that. Plus, I mean, if that's what the place wants, that's what they want. So I mean, go in,
So I'm happy for Kane.
Yeah.
So let's get to the meat and the potatoes, as it were.
Un potatoes.
Un patatas. San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
My God.
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord. A fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
There is just... every year it's just information overload. I don't even know how people can stand to be there. Because it's just so epic for just looking at shit.
Looking at it, yeah.
The action figure stuff alone this year was amazing. DC really came out and fucking raised the bar with a lot of stuff that they're coming out with. Not just... in the multiverse line, but in their collectibles line too is amazing.
Which we saw some today at the local comic shop.
Yeah, and they were amazing.
They're amazing, but they're one of those things where it's they're amazing as long as I keep them in the box.
Yeah.
I don't think there are things that are meant to ever be taken out of the box. I just don't. Looking at the paint scheme and the detail work and stuff, I don't feel like they're out of the box figures.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what I like about Legends and Multiverse and stuff is they're very much out of the box kind of figures.
These ones are not maybe the icons you can take out of the box too because they're not bad, but these ones definitely feel more like keep them in the box type of.
I can see that
type of stuff. There was a lot of awesome DC stuff as far as the Multiverse. I put a little asterisk with that because that's great, but right now.
When are we going to see it?
When are we going to see it? Or are we going to see it? Because so far, I've only ever seen the last few runs of their shit at, cons. I haven't seen it once
the
at
retail
a fucking
distribution
store.
on Multiverse has been shit.
Yeah.
It's all clogged up still with the fucking Frank Miller Batman series and the fucking...
Suicide Squad, Justice League stuff.
Like the Justice League figures are okay.
Yeah,
they're fine.
They're movie figures.
They're movie figures.
Expect what I get.
I don't know. There's some really interesting stuff that Marvel Legends really brought it to. Like, really just blew it out of the water. There's some really amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend anybody that's a figure fan to go check out thefwoosh.com for more information on all that stuff.
Got to see Snake Mountain.
Snake motherfucking useless mountain because it's going to be $700 fucking dollars.
Well, I don't know. Grayskull was
$5, wasn't it?
No, it was between 3 and 4, I think.
Still, that's prohibitively expensive for me for like an accessory for action figures. Like,
really?
I love
that's what it was.
all that shit, cat. But I just no.
Yeah. Fucking cat club.
Yeah. There's a lot. The biggest news, of course, were the trailers. The Aquaman trailer dropped. Here's the thing I kept seeing about the Aquaman trailer is they kept comparing it to the Black Panther trailer, and I don't see it. Like, they're like, oh, they're totally copying that formula, and I was like, really? In what part of this formula are they copying exactly? I don't see any similarity at all.
Dude goes to Hidden World. I don't know. That's what I was saying. I was like, honestly, that like did not register on me.
That seems like a stretch to me. Like, I just feel like these are DC haters that want to fucking, finally get a trailer for one that looks really interesting and fun, and you want to fucking shit on it.
Yeah, you want to be like, oh, well, you're just copying Marvel now, and I'd be like, okay, well, anytime they went and did something different, you basically shit on it, and you said they need to be more like Marvel, and then when they do, then you're like, oh, now they're just
too much like Marvel.
Yeah, so
fuck you, shut up, I don't care. That looked amazing.
Yeah, the Aquaman trailer, I feel like successfully got across everything that they feel like they needed to get across.
God, absolutely.
Momoa looked still like a badass while still showing the fun aspects of him from that we saw from like Justice League. We got to see Mara. Now, I know a lot of people bitched about Mara's hair because it was so brightly red and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, they're like, oh, like Medusa from the, things, and I'm like, okay, one, did you ever read the comics? Her hair is literally that red.
Yeah, it's very comic accurate.
Yeah, that is actually...
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, like, that's the thing.
And not like everybody doesn't fucking dye their hair candy colors and shit these days.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's actually more accurate than you would imagine.
Up. How about that?
No, it's interesting because it looks like a good mix of, like, there's a lot of vibrant colors, a lot of interesting creature stuff, a lot of mix of, like, fun, like, adventure, like the Lost Diamond, or was it Quest for the Diamond or the Pearl? I can't remember. And then like Raiders of the Lost Ark style stuff. Then there's a lot of like horror, creaturey stuff. I mean, it's James Wan, so I
love him as a director. I really do.
So they got some amazing actors. Patrick Wilson looks amazing. Their Manta.
Oh my god, that was fucking amazing.
Awesome looking.
Cannot fucking wait to see that.
I never thought I would be able to be like, Manta looks badass, because honestly, like, Manta, he's a weird looking guy, because of his costume. And at the end of the thing, they say that we're going to see Aquaman in the traditional costume and stuff. Just more modified to...
More modded out to look, not stupid.
Yeah. But it looks awesome. It looks like it's got a good range to it of, like, fun, heartfelt, some action horror-ish stuff, like, all kinds of...
And it has fucking sharks with saddles on them and shit, like
not even like sharks. There's that, but then there's like
then there's like seahorses,
sea crocs, and like the crocs,
and shit, and that crosses over into like the figures that they showed for it are amazing, and like they have figures of the fucking shark riders and shit, and I'm like, I will be owning all of these,
all of it, like, Jesus, all getting bought, like,
I thought it looked amazing, like it really has shown the most potential for me, like I even liked it more than Wonder Woman trailer when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, and I've never really been a huge Aquaman guy. Like, I enjoy the character in some respects, but I always think he's very limited. But like, I'm jazzed for it. Now the other big DC trailer was Shazam.
Which actually
It's a cat poop.
I was like, was it raining? No.
Nope, it's cat
It's
poop.
actually one that people apparently like the most. Like, the Aquaman one went over big, but apparently one of the big ones was the Shazam trailer.
That's cool. I'm not in that group.
No, you're not.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all.
Yeah.
It's just very goofy.
Which is what they wanted it to be.
Yeah, and that's cool.
It's a superhero. It's big as a superhero movie.
It's very, like, goober 1940s style Shazam to me. Like, in the modern age. Like, I knew when they cast him that was going to be goofy and, like...
Well, if you read the new stuff, too, that's what they went with. It's very much Batson is the mind of a child in the body of a superhero.
But I think you can do that without being goofy, too, though. Like, because they did it well in Young Justice. And they did it well in...
Yeah, but he was a secondary. That was the thing. Is like
it's true.
Wasn't, like,
but they also did it
forefront.
well in, like, Public Enemies and shit when they did the Public Enemies cartoon. And then that
but Public
done
Enemies,
well.
I didn't even really feel like he was the kid's mind.
And when they did it in Justice League, that was good, too. Like, there's a lot of... They've done it well before. And the thing is, like...
But he's always a secondary in that.
Yeah,
it's
and
never
I get that.
like... You know.
I don't know, like... I like the character a lot. I always have.
I do too. Yeah.
And the Trials of Shazam, like kind of that.
But that's older.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of like my more preferred version of him, like
where he had grown up.
Yeah, he's a little bit more grown up.
This is like right when he gets it, so he's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know.
I just I don't know. Like, it's interesting and it'll be fun. It's probably gonna be a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's just not exactly what I had hoped for, but I don't know. They didn't make it for me.
Well, that and I get the thing I hate to say is what did people really kind of expect? Because it is a character where a kid is becoming a superhero.
No, I get that, but the thing is, Captain Marvel ultimately is one of the most.
But he's not Captain Marvel. That's the problem. Is everybody's like Captain Marvel. No, Captain Marvel is gone. That's not the one they're picking. That is gone. This is Shazam. This is they are taking from the Shazam era, not the Captain Marvel era.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it. They
cherry pick points of it, but for the most part, this is not that one.
Now, there's no difference in this origin story than there is with his original origin story.
No, but I'm talking about who the character is, because remember, if you go back to old Captain Marvel stuff, there was the one where there was the personality flipped, where it was they shared the body, Donald Blake and Thor, where it was they knew about the other one, but it wasn't once he Shazammed, the other one took over.
No, I get that, and they've been doing that for years, though, and it's not goofy. It doesn't have to be guffawing fucking rubber-faced goofy. It can be fun without being goofy. You know what? Okay, this is a sad thing, and I'm not saying it's going to be as bad as this, but you know what it reminded me of when we watched the trailer? The Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern trailer. That's what it reminded me the most of. Because that fucking point where, he suits up and shit in the Green Lantern trailer, and he's like, oh my god, it's so great, and the other guy's like, oh no, it's awesome! That's what it fucking reminded me of.
Yeah, I get
that level of, duberific, not taking it seriously kind of shit, and, it's a double-edged sword, because, he is, the mind of a child or whatever, but then also, Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is one of the heavy hitters of the DC universe.
Yeah.
He's on par, if not in some cases, depending on who's writing him, stronger than Wonder Woman and Superman.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. And, he has to be able to be taken a level of seriously if you're going to use him in this extended universe.
Not necessarily, because it even got said on the thing in, what was it? Young Justice. Just because he has the wisdom of Solomon, who was it? Aquaman said it, wisdom doesn't equal maturity.
No.
And that's the thing. He's a kid.
But he doesn't fit with any of the rest of this.
That's the thing. They're basically trying to get rid of the Snyder stuff.
Okay, I get that respect of it, but that stuff's there. You can't pretend it's not, because you're still saying it's part of it.
No, you're just going. They're going in the other direction.
You couldn't put fucking rubber-faced Magoo in the fucking big red cheeseball suit next to Henry Cavill and take it seriously. There's no fucking way.
I don't know how much serious they want to take it.
No, I'm just saying, though, it doesn't fit with anything else. I almost feel like this should have been, in a shell where, none of the rest of the shit exists.
Well, actually, that's not true, though, because, honestly, he fits with the sense of their Flash.
Which I dislike heavily.
You hate that, but that's the thing. And even to a certain point, Aquaman, because Aquaman has that level of,
okay, you can be funny, but you're not going to be goofy.
No, but he can be. There was the scene in Justice League where he got, like, you know, the lasso thing, and that was kind of goofy funny. But, like, he borders that line of, like, badass and comedy, but the Flash is, like, pure comedy, and I think that's what they wanted to do more, because you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Batman, you've got Superman, all very serious stuff. He needs to kind of, like, champion the more, you know, I guess, goofy, funny, that type of stuff, so they can get away from the Snyder thing, which is what they're trying to do, because basically Warner Brothers or, you know, whatever is like, we want to basically step away. What he did, cool, it was the foundation, but we need to move away from it because it's basically killing their stuff.
I just feel like if you put everything that's happened, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all that shit, like, and then you put this, it's one of these things that's not like the other. It's like, this does not fit in this world at all.
Well, it's also, too, it's a trailer, so we don't know if the entire movie is super serious, because, like, the other was Mark Strong as Savannah.
Yeah, another thing that reminds me of the shitty Green Lantern movie. There's Mark Strong in there, poor bastard.
But he makes a great villain.
Get fucked twice here. He was a great Sinestro. Didn't matter. The movie sucked. Like, he's probably going to be an awesome Savannah. Probably won't matter because the movie looks stupid. Like, I hate to go that far. I really do. But, like, yeah, I laughed at the trailer, but I laughed at the Green Lantern trailer, too. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't...
The sad thing is, though, like...
I don't feel like this movie is going to make money.
And unfortunately, you're the minority on that one.
I know.
Because everybody
but I don't
thinks
think I'm
it's
wrong.
going to go... Well, I don't know. Because with the whole big meets superhero premise, a lot of people are excited about that. A lot of people are, like, rejuvenated and excited about these two movies because they are more Marvel-centric.
I expect Aquaman to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But this one, I expect them to think it's going to make money and then it not make money.
Yeah, but this was the one that had more buzz than Aquaman. This was the one that everybody was more excited about. Like, they were excited about the Aquaman one, but when the Shazam one dropped, people were fucking going insane. Like, they loved it.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. As far as, like, buzz generation, Shazam's, like, winning. Like, that's the one where...
I don't really see that at all, because, like, if you watch both trailers, there's a big difference in which one's more entertaining looking.
Entertaining, but, like, the one that people are most excited about. Like, you know, that's the thing, is, like, we've also kind of gotten a nice glimpse of Aquaman, so we know a little bit of what we're getting. It's the world that we're seeing now that's going to be different. Shazam is completely new.
I don't even know if I would even bother going to see it in the theater.
Oh, I am. I'm going to see it opening day. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I have zero interest in seeing it opening day.
Yeah.
Like, zero.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, less than zero. Like, in the negas. Like, I don't know. The more, like, it's one of those trailers, like, I watched it first, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of fun. And then I watched it again, and I was like, no, I don't like it. No. Yeah. Like, it hit me. It's not hitting me the right way. I don't know. But I'm also a person who doesn't like my superhero stuff to be super fucking stupid, kiddie, goofy shit. Like, I don't like that.
And unfortunately, that's the stuff that doesn't sell. The stuff that you like is the stuff that doesn't really make much in the way of, like, in the theaters. Like, because look at the movies, Marvel movies that we like and the ones that we really don't like, and which are the ones that have made a lot of the money.
Guardians of the Galaxy went huge, and I love both of those.
Yeah, well, I don't necessarily, but, like, that's the formula, is the goofy, you know...
But that's not goofy, it's funny, but it's not goofy.
To me, it's goofy.
There's a difference between, like, I'm like a 5-year-old would love this fucking
Groot.
Shazam movie.
You're telling me Groot's not goofy?
No, Groot is funny.
In the second one,
cute.
No. Yeah, that's the problem. In the second one, it's cute and goofy. That's all Groot is.
And now, like, Goofy is like rubber-faced slapstick Jim Carrey shit. Like, that's what fucking Shazam looks like to me.
To me, that's the same thing of what Groot was in the second one, because he was just a little kid that was like,
and it was cute,
noise.
But it wasn't goofy.
I don't think it was cute. I think it was annoying.
No, was not cute. Like, I think it's cute. Like, it was cutesy. Let's put it that way.
I think it was just stupid, goofy bullshit that it was like, well, we need a cute character because, honestly, not that many people, like, gave a fuck about him when he was an adult, you know?
I feel like this movie is the, like, modern-day equivalent of Meteor Man, or, like, fucking that level of, like, goofy, like, the movies they were making before they gave a shit about superhero movies. Yeah. This was that shit from, like, fucking, the early 90s and, like, late 80s when they were making goofball fucking shit like that crappy Dolph Lundgren Punisher or that shitty fucking Captain America that they made back in the day. Like, that's what this reminds me of. That fucking evokes that image of, like, Meteor Man and fucking... Tank Girl and Blank Man and shit.
Well,
like,
okay.
Tank Girl, I take that back.
You can't say Tank Girl, because Tank Girl is true to form, though.
Yeah,
of the comic.
it is. But, like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, this is like Blank Man and fucking Meteor Man. That's what this shit reminds me of. This is a kid's movie. This is not a fucking comic fans movie. This is a kid's movie. But I look at that fucking movie and I'm like, you made this for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, they're making it for families. They're trying to capitalize on the things that make Marvel movies.
Even Spider-Man, which I don't fucking care about Spider-Man. Yeah. I don't like or care about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But even that, I could watch that trailer and go, actually, that looks really cool. But he's a kid, and he's doing responsibilities and having a superhero and shit, but it's not fucking goofy-faced, like, rubber fucking retarded. Like, sorry, bad word to use, but, like...
You've not seen it. There are levels of it in there. Unfortunately.
I know. I like that kid who plays Spider-Man.
I do, too.
He's impressive.
I do, too. But, like, when it's him around the other kids and stuff like that, it is very much, you're like, okay, it is a kid.
And I know they said Zach Levi bulked up for this, but he looks like he's wearing a muscle suit.
I mean, it is still like a suit. Well, it's the same thing with, like, Supergirl on her costume.
No, she wears, like, padding and shit. But no, he looks like his neck and, like, that suit are about 2 inches gapped on the sides. Like, he is definitely not rocking that body. Like,
I mean, I've seen pictures of him. He's definitely built up, but it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, they made the suit a little bit bigger, but... I don't know. I don't know if it's because down the line when they bring in The Rock, how big he is, it's one of those, you're like...
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that this won't do well and we won't get Black Adam because of that.
I mean, right now, I still don't even know if we are either way. Because...
Well, if this goes big, then we'll definitely get Black Adam.
I mean, hopefully. It's one of those things where it's been in the works, like, he's been there for so long. Yeah, but then
all the other shit happened with the Extended Universe and, like, DC and shit, and they took a break for it for a reason.
And he's also getting older, and now he's starting to do the movies where it's like, you're running it thin. Like,
I don't think he's quite there yet. Like, that skyscraper movie, that was just an ill-conceived choice. Like, he's made some bad choices, too. The problem with The Rock is he says yes to everything.
Oh, yeah. That's the problem, is, like, until we get the movie he's in, he's going to keep saying yes to everything. So it's like, they may get oversaturated and be like, yeah, we may need to, like, or something may happen that he does something stupid, says something stupid, who knows, and we may not get that. So
I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
I like Zach Levi a lot. I like him. I do. And I loved him in Thor when he was in the first Thor movie. Second Thor movie. Yeah, when he replaced What's-His-Nuts.
Yeah, the
Fandral, right? Yeah. So when he worked well for that. Yeah. That was a good fit for him. This is like, I don't know. I don't believe
Did you ever watch Chuck?
I hated that show. I really hated that show.
See, that's what they're capitalizing. Everybody loved that show.
I hated that show.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hated that show. But I like him, but I hated that show.
Yeah. But they're capitalizing a lot on, like, people loved him in that show.
Yeah. I hated that show.
Yeah.
Like, he's a charming actor, and, like, he's a lot of fun, and I do like him. I just don't buy it. I don't buy he could kick anyone's ass.
I mean, I don't really know, because so far we haven't actually seen...
You know what I think of when I see him? I see, like, those pictures of Nicolas Cage in the Superman costume from that movie that never happened.
Oh, yeah. Where it's like, you don't believe...
You don't belong in that.
One of these things does not belong. It is used there. Yeah.
But you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I honestly do. I hope I'm wrong about it. I hope that it is good. I hope that it does make money. Yeah. But I just don't have a good feeling about it.
I mean, based off everything, I know a lot of people are excited about it. I have hopes for it because I like that character a lot.
I do too, and that's why I don't like it, I think.
I wonder, though, my thing is, I wonder if they're not, like, kind of skewing the trailers to get people excited about the, like, the fun nature of it, and then when we get in the movie, there's a lot more seriousness in there.
I hope that that's the case.
Well, because think about it, because, like, remember what Batman v Superman's trailer looked like? Yeah. Remember what Suicide Squad's trailer like? Hell, even remember what they tried to do with the Justice League trailers. You look at it, and, like, what we saw and what we got were very kind of like, okay. So I think maybe now they're trying to, like, showcase the funny and the fun to get people to be like, let's go see that. Even if they have to go campy and goofy to get those numbers in there. And then it might be something a little bit like, yes, it's fun, campy, good times in there, but it's not, because honestly, too, if you look at the trailer for Big, because that's the movie they keep relating it to.
Oh, it's very much that, yeah.
Yeah, Big, you thought was just going to be a giant comedy fest, and then you watch that thing and you're like, I got hit with some solid feels in that thing, because it is, by the time it's over, that's not a little innocent kid anymore. There's actually some things in there that you're like, this is awkward. That old lady's trying to sleep with that kid. Like, you know, so I don't necessarily know what it could be. I have hopes of what it could be. I know what they're trying to do with the trailer to kind of show the lighter aspect of DC. But yeah, for like certain fans like you, that trailer's not going to necessarily be what you want to see, because it's such a drastic, like, opposite end of the spectrum. You went from like brooding dark Batman v Superman trying to kill each other to this, where he's doing like doing twerky dances and punching holes through things and stuff. I don't know. It could be. It's anybody's guess.
Yeah, it could be Lunchmeat, it could be Peaches. I don't know.
Because I think they know enough of the formula not to go down the Green Lantern route again.
You would hope. But that's what it kept reminding me of.
Oh, yeah, because that's... When you think about DC movies, what's the only other, like, kind of funny comedy DC movie that you have to really justify? Green Lantern. That's the only other one, because it had Ryan Reynolds in it. It had a comedian-esque guy at the forefront, which is what Zach Levy is. So you're like, that's the only thing I have to kind of bear it off of. You're going to see a lot of similarities there, because that's really, there's not a lot of range in that way. So yeah, you've got Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds and Ezra Miller's Flash, which I know you dislike severely.
Dislike is not the proper word. I would like to drop a fucking anvil on Ezra Miller's face.
Which is funny, though, because that is, other than Aquaman in Justice League, that is the thing everybody loved the most, was Ezra Miller's
Spider-Man.
Yeah. But it was a lot of, like, goof-tastical, like,
That's a movie that I will not be seeing, the solo Flash movie, with less than no fucking interest in that.
If they held a gun to your face and basically said you have to watch either the solo Flash or the solo Cyborg film, which one would it be?
I don't think there is going to be a solo Cyborg movie.
Really?
No, I really don't think. I think that they keep saying there's going to be one, but I don't see it happening. Because you want to talk about a movie that, like, you could fucking just make not a nickel, not a goddamn plug
there's
nickel.
There's no trailer you can hit me with.
I don't care if you, like, fucking resurrected Christ and put him in that trailer. People are not going to see that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Cyborg. I want you to listen to me, DC Comics. Nobody fucking cares about Cyborg. No one will ever care about Cyborg.
Except for Teen Titans Cyborg.
Yes. I've went in the same rant before, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm fucking telling you, do not make this movie. You have balls. Don't be stupid.
Yep.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah. Then, the non-comic book related...
No, wait. We missed the Titans trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the Titans trailer for a minute.
Okay. Titans trailer is a 50-50. I'm giving it a 50-50. Because there are good things and there are... Why do you have a Dragon Ball Z character in your pocket?
Found it.
Where'd you find it?
Found it.
Found it where? Where was this Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu figure that you found?
Found it.
What toy holding facility did you find this at, sir?
Found it.
Yeah.
Leprechauns gave it to me. Anywho.
Were they shaved-headed and shitty pubic bearded leprechauns?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, they were Myers leprechauns.
Yeah, I figured.
Then I'm talking about this Titans trailer. Now, I'm not going to be like, we're not going to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody's taking a dump on this fucking trailer, but...
Well, like I said, it's a 50-50 for me. Because I like the Robin costume. I like some of the stuff I saw with Robin and the character development as far as like him going into the Bloodhaven type cop aspect. That's cool. There are some lines that he said that I think could have been said with a little bit more like gusto.
Conviction, gravitas, testicles,
anything,
acting ability.
Well, I mean, at the same time, are you likely to tell Batman go for Batman? Because he could be behind you listening
but he
the whole time.
sounded like the shittiest. Like, you know what this? It looked like a fan movie. I'm not gonna it looked like a fan movie with slightly better effects.
Yeah, but
fuck Batman. Yeah. No.
Come
fuck
back,
you.
Come back and say it after you've gone through puberty, kid.
How about fuck you instead? You suck.
A for trying, fucking F- for execution. Sorry. But, like I said, the costume, the action looked cool.
Oh, God.
For him. The Hawk and Dove stuff looks really good.
More of that. Like, fuck all these other guys. Yeah. Give me that shit.
Give me the Hawk and Dove shit. That's awesome. The stuff that sucked. Raven.
All the rest.
Well, okay. I put a little asterisk there because I did not see enough of Beast Boy to make a judgment call.
About 4 seconds of him jumping through the air and he looks stupid.
That looks stupid, but I don't know what the whole aspect of his shape changing is. It could look good. Either. It could look bad. I don't know. Until I see something of that, not great. But I'm going to go Raven Starfire. Look like shit. I'm sorry.
Starfire looks like some sort of intergalactic prostitute.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're thinking with this, like I know this is like one specific scene that they're showing, and I'm sure her costume is not a fur coat and a fucking whore dress.
No. But it's the one I keep seeing.
It's the one you keep showing me, and it looks like shit, so stop fucking showing me just that if you want me to like this.
Yeah, because this is the funny thing about it is, like, this is the thing they keep showing, and from day one, the fans have shit on it.
Yeah, like Golgothan shit demon on it.
It has nothing to do with her race. It just looks like shit.
Okay, let's sidebar on that, because I want to fucking talk about why this is not a race thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody keeps being like, oh, it's because she's black. Okay, first of all, the character is orange. I don't give a fuck what nationality this actress is. It's a goddamn space alien.
Yeah.
Who gives a fucking shit?
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about, it looks nothing like the character.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
It's a fucking chick in a whore dress and a fur coat and a head full of curly fries.
Yeah.
It don't fucking look like Starfire.
Yeah.
There's nothing, if I didn't know that this was supposed to be Starfire,
I wouldn't
fucking know.
At least the rest of them, you can, for the most part, tell who they are.
Yeah, you can show me that goober-looking Beast Boy, and I'm going to go, yeah, he's probably supposed to be Beast Boy.
Like, because
and show me that Raven, and I'm like, is that the chick from The Grudge? Oh, no, wait, no, it's supposed to be Raven.
Honestly, okay, the thing with the Raven annoys me, because it looks like they did the exact same thing with Gotham, is that they're like, we're going to take Selena Kyle and make her really, 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 really young, and she's like a kid and stuff, and I'm like...
The aging is very desperate in all of this, too. Like, aren't they supposed to be more close in age?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, well, no, because Starfire is supposed to definitely be older than all of them.
Starfire and Dick are supposed to be older, but, like, Raven is not a 12-year-old.
And, what is it? And, I'm pretty sure, Beast Boy is supposed to be the youngest.
Yeah. Generally.
Yeah, usually.
Raven looks like something straight out of a fucking 90s J-horror movie. Like, there's nothing else she looks like.
Yeah.
She looks like she's from, like, Ringu or something. Like,
and I mean, and if you guys want to start bitching about, like, hair dye colors and stuff and how they look, that girl's so pasty white, and there's just clear cut, like...
Widow's peak. Like, it's such a fucking wig.
For, like, it was like... That, to me, did not look good.
No.
I could see what they're doing, because, like, in an essence, it looks like they were trying to do some of that, like, Spirit 300 kind of
I get it. I get what the thought process is, and, like,
Execution may not have been the best.
No, I feel like it's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is the low-hanging fruit of this. Like, yeah, it looks like what you would think a fucking person who's never really read comics would think Raven should look like in a thing. And that's sad because this is DC themselves doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
for the streaming service.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, this is for your fucking flagship channel and shit.
Yeah, for your, like, these are not, like, your average everyday fans. These are supposed to be for the, like, hardcore fans. Like, this is what your service is supposed to be.
Like, the good shit.
Yeah.
The fucking, like, the canon shit. The fucking, like...
But everybody's just like, nah, just give me Young Justice. And we're like, we're fine.
I mean, we're getting that, and that's amazing. Like... I don't know, this just, like, it looks interesting in some respects, and I will watch it.
But, I mean, they also said that we're getting a Stargirl, a Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And
Super
I think
fucking jazzed about that shit.
Yeah, which I like both those characters, so that's going to be interesting. We're getting the Constantine animated, the rated R animated movie, which looks really good. We got the Death of Superman that just came out, and then I saw stuff for the Reign of Superman, which is the next one, and
I don't know about that.
Nathan Fillion's doing the voice in that for somebody. I'm not sure.
Green Lantern.
Is it Green Lantern?
Mm-hmm. I looked.
But it's interesting because Eradicator looks really good. The only one that looks interesting is they are going very young on the Superboy.
Yeah.
Like, not like punky teenager in his 20s kind of thing, but more like punk-ass 12-year-old kid and stuff, super scrawny looking. It'll be interesting. I want to see the voice work, and I want to see what some of the stuff looks like.
Yeah.
You know, I still haven't watched The Death of Superman yet, because it just came out, but I better check it out.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, it's a story I've really wanted them to do for a long time, but they're doing it with the 52-style Superman, which I don't get.
Well, it's because a lot of now in the animated movies, that's the universe. That's like...
That's cool, but like, they have the power to do it the right way, and they choose not to. That's the
Well, they already did it the right way, though.
No, they didn't. The other Death of Superman was even less had anything to do with it.
But it was more like it was based off an actual, like, the Bruce Timm-ish looking, like, Superman.
It looked
so,
okay,
like,
but again, the animation in that wasn't Bruce Timm. It was like some weird-ass offshoot.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, there was that era.
The story was nothing
things...
like the story in the comics whatsoever. The fact, the only similarity is that Doomsday exists and Superman gets killed.
Yeah.
That's literally the only similarity. There's nothing else.
That's the only part they want.
Yeah, I don't fucking care about that. What made that story good is all of it, not just this element and that element.
The problem with Death of Superman was it was such a thing that was like all-encompassing of the entire like DC universe.
Yeah,
that still has not been established in their.
But it's a cartoon. You can fucking still do it. Like, New Frontier is different. Like, all those things. Like, you don't have to be handcuffed that way with animation.
No, but they want to, like,
you could have fucking done it Justice League style with Bruce Timm animation.
Yeah.
All those characters have been in there.
That would have been awesome. Yeah. But they wanted to do it with what the New 52 is.
Yeah, and it erases my fucks because I don't like that Superman. I have no connection to that Superman. Like, this is the Superman that finally made me stop caring about Superman. And that's saying something.
I like the voice because it's Jerry O'Connell.
No, I love Jerry O'Connell. It's not the point.
Yeah. So, I mean, for that, I'll enjoy it.
This iteration of Superman is the worst one I've ever read.
In this one, they kind of... It looks like they put him with Lois, back with Lois, and, like, softened him back... Like, kind of moved him back towards the traditional Superman a little bit. Like, his costume still is like the New 52s, but they seem to have moved him
we'll see.
back towards it.
I mean, I'll watch it probably when it comes on TV. Like, I just...
On the Netflix or that thing.
Netflix or something.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't read Superman anymore. Like, they've turned him into something I don't like.
You might be able to go... with the one that came back out because it's the more traditional Superman, the one that where he has his son, Jonathan, which I know you were enjoying that.
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That one, they basically took the New 52 Superman and made some weird storyline about like he may have been something else from somewhere else.
Good.
And that like traditional Superman kind of showed back up and was like.
Yeah, the New 52 Superman sucked every conceivable dick. I'm sorry, he was nothing but a douchebag frat boy who had no pathos whatsoever. Yeah. Like, you couldn't tell me he was raised by the Kens. No.
Yeah.
I hated that fucking shit.
More like raised by the Trumps.
Yeah, no shit, right?
But...
So, yeah, no fucks on that, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Everything I've seen for Young Justice looks amazing, so I'm excited for that. I don't think there was anything else.
No, I mean, Comic-Con was pretty exciting, like, in some respects. There was more shit that we didn't care about that came out, but yeah.
We did get the Godzilla sequel trailer.
That looks like a real Godzilla movie. Yeah. Like, I loved the 2014 one. I loved it. Yeah. It was fucking awesome. But this looks like a Japanese Godzilla movie to me. Like, this looks like the plot of a Japanese Godzilla movie.
That's the thing. Like... I understand the first one, why they had to do it and stuff, because, like, okay, you're establishing a completely different one and stuff. And I like elements of that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Godzilla in it. I know some people are very much like they like the traditional one. That's cool. This one to me is more like what an actual Godzilla would probably look like and how it would move.
But Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron What's-His-Nuts?
Yeah. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah.
They have about as much fucking chemistry as a wet fart. Like, none whatsoever. You wouldn't think, like, actors that worked together before would have, like, some level of chemistry. They have none.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of weird. And, like, neither one of them are bad actors in the least, but they come off so fucking wooden in that movie. Like, both of them do. Like, I don't believe they're a couple. I don't believe they give a fuck about each other.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of that shit.
But, I mean, again...
Yeah, and Bryan Cranston's the best fucking actor in that movie to kill him off.
And the
Japanese guy.
Yeah, the Japanese guy. Which I think he's back for
I think he is too.
And stuff. But that's the thing. Like, you look at... Like, Kong did a really good job of kind of cleaning up some of that stuff.
And the thing is, it didn't really do as well as they'd hoped, though.
No, but they... You know, they are still pushing forward with it because Godzilla did.
I'm glad.
And, because they already had, where they were dead set on doing it. And then you see this one, and it's like it took the best stuff from 2014 and then the best stuff from like classic style Godzilla and merged them into, and then they were smart. They capitalized on a popular actress and they got the fucking Stranger Things girl.
They did, and that's the thing that kind of spooks me a little bit, because I'm afraid that they're going to fucking super concentrate on this kid instead of the fucking creatures. Like, I don't give a fuck about this kid. Or
but
any
I mean,
human
you
in
know,
a
that is the...
No, I get it.
That's
like,
the
it's very much... They do that in the Japanese Godzilla movies, too. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't understand this thing that they do with kaiju movies sometimes, where they spend half the movie on the fucking people. Do you know no one is going to this movie to see the fucking people in a goddamn motherfucking Godzilla movie? Nobody is. Nobody gives a fuck. I can't tell you one character from a Japanese Godzilla movie that ain't fucking Rodan or Godzilla or fucking a monster. I can't tell... Raymond Burr. Like, that's all I got. Raymond fucking Burr is all I got. But Don Fry in Final Wars.
But the thing
is... That's all I've got.
The thing is when you look at the ones where they don't necessarily focus on that, they don't always do the best. Like, I hate to say it, you bring up fucking... God damn it, Kaijus and Jaegers.
Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Pacific Rim did a good job of having strong characters, but that one makes more sense that you would focus on the people because of the robots. Like,
but the thing they focused on was more of the robots and the Kaijus fighting, and those ones didn't do that well.
Not here.
But
everywhere else, they made a shitload of money.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Over here, if you want a Godzilla movie to do well in the mainstream...
Hey, you know what? Whatever. If they're going to put the fucking Stranger Things kid in there to get people to go to the movie, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If it gets me more Godzilla movies.
If it gets you Ghidorah.
I'll sit there and ignore that dumb little fucker.
Yeah.
Like, so I can watch King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
So I can watch fucking Mothra, Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah just fucking throw down.
Throw the fuck
I don't give a fuck if it's Stranger Things. Like, if you just, like, cut in, like, pieces of a Stranger Things episode. I don't fucking care.
As long as you
I want to watch this epic monster fucking brawl. They went from, like, Godzilla fighting two random stupid-looking aliens in the first one
to just
like,
battle fucking
everybody.
Well, so, like, they went... I watched a thing where they were talking about behind-the-scenes stuff with it, and basically... There's that awesome scene where you see Godzilla, like, shooting the thing in there. There's a website you can go to that's, like, the Monarch website, and it tells you a lot about the stuff. And one of the things is they talk about Ghidorah and, like, how massive he is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in the trailer, you see, like, these storms and stuff like that, and you see, like, the silhouette of Ghidorah, but you don't actually see him and stuff. They say in the thing that his wingspan is so huge that every beat of his wing to, like, fly causes a fucking, like, hurricane level tropical storm, and that he is
Please, my dick can't get any harder, okay?
Well, and that's the thing. They showed scale where Godzilla's like 400 and some odd thing. When you see Ghidorah's, his is like 500 to almost 600. Like, they basically are saying that, like, Mothra and Rodan show back up because Ghidorah comes to, like, Earth. And they're basically kind of, like, Ghidorah could be an alien, possibly. Or, like, something strange. But they say that Rodan and Mothra wake up or come to being just basically because they know that Ghidorah is such a fucking threat that they're like, even Godzilla won't be able to.
Oh, I'm so fucking stoked, dude. Like, you don't have to sell me. Plus, like, I will say the plot elements of, like, the human stuff actually looked interesting, so that's cool. I don't give a fuck about Stranger Things. I'm sorry, I don't.
I watched 2 episodes, and I basically wanted to, like, slam my head in the door.
I don't know what everybody geeks out about this fucking show. I really just don't see it. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
that was awesome.
So that's all the San Diego stuff that I can think of that I gave a shit about. I will say that everything looked interesting this year. There wasn't anything that I was just like really hateful about. Like, I'm not all that great about the Shazam trailer. I also want to mention about Shazam that fucking Jaimon Hansu being the wizard reminded me so much of Christopher Lambert being Raiden in fucking Mortal Kombat. Like, I'm not joking. That's the exact image that popped in my fucking head.
Okay.
When he's like with that beard and the wig on and shit. And I'm like, you literally look like Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, like,
I don't know how a large African man can look like Christopher Lambert, but he did.
It did.
Like, it's that same level of hilariously miscasting, but like, whatever. Billy Batson. Like, what the fuck?
Alright, cool.
Okay, sure. I don't know. I don't, no. So, all that shit, like, I don't know, like, I always enjoy that time period. And then, of course, we did, the Beach and I, we did Not at Comic-Con this year at Pack Rat, and it was a lot of fun. There were some really great people there. Like, of course, Watson was there, which was awesome. Like, we got to hang out with Watson.
No, you gotta preface that. Really great people.
And Watson. And Ren was there.
And Ren. No, great people like Ren.
Like Ren. Not Mike Watson.
He's going to kick the shit out. He's like, you motherfucker.
I got to tell the Daryl Banks story. So, because we may actually get him on the show, which is really cool. So, you guys have heard me rant about Daryl Banks for years.
Well, yeah, because every time we go to Lexington or Cincinnati,
he's my nemesis, and you never knew it.
Yeah, he's just like, motherfucker, and he's also like your nemesis and one of my heroes because it's like he killed he
killed my hero and
your
gave
hero,
you yours.
Gave me mine. So yeah.
So it just so happens he was there too, and it was quiet, like, you know, a little bit during the day. He was there. Yuko Smith was there, who's an amazing artist. Our friend J.M. Hunter was there too. Like, he was set up, and we were there, and like, the crowd was good. But it's like, the people at Pack Rat, like, they come to stuff, they know what they're getting. Like, they know the deal. Yeah. They know if they hang around, they're going to get free shit, and they're not necessarily interested in buying.
Yeah, so that's the sad thing, is like, they're like, hey, I can bring my kids to this.
Yeah, no, and
like,
it's great.
I'm
not disparaging this whatsoever. I love being there. I
just
love doing these shows.
I feel bad.
I feel bad for the artists.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I think I saw the look on Daryl's face a little, and Yuko's face when they came in. They were just kind of like, oh. Like, I don't know. Like, they didn't look like they were hateful or anything, but they looked like, I'm not sure why we're here. Because it really wasn't like, we were kind of in one room, and there wasn't a lot of room in there.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, it's different than Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day, there's like a shitload of stuff and a lot of people, but Not at Comic-Con's a little smaller. And
because
like,
you're not at Comic-Con. Yeah. Everybody's at Comic-Con.
And they had the guest this time. It was Nicholas Brendan again from Buffy and from Criminal Minds. Like, great guy, very funny. Like, super engaging with the crowd. Obviously loves the fans, like, a lot. Like, I give him a lot of respect for that.
Also
he obviously... Yeah, he obviously loves his fans very much. Like, he was having fun,
and that's good.
And he was singing to people and shit. Like,
honestly,
he was just having a blast.
I would rather have a smaller in scale guest that is super loves the fans, loves to get out there and really like interact with them, as opposed to a really super rich, like, or super famous person that has no desire to really engage. We'll just sit there, sign it, and go.
There's nothing worse than that. Yeah,
because so far everyone they've managed to get has been super engaging. Whether it was, we took pictures with him.
Ernie Hudson,
Brian
O'Halloran was amazing.
Yeah, like, they've got all these people that are super like, I want to be in with my fan base, not like signing shit for them, but like hugging, touching, talking, like, tell me stories and like all. Well,
Jamie
of stuff
was telling
like
me that Nicholas Brendan has just like randomly been in town and showed up and was like, "Hey, throw it on your Facebook that I'm here. I'll do like meet and greet for the hell of it."
Yeah,
like, I'm just randomly in town. Like, I'll stay here and hang out and play karaoke with people. Like, tell them I'm here. Like, he's that guy.
Yeah.
He's the dude who's like, if he's around, he's going to stop into a place that he likes and be like, hey, tell my fans I'm here. We'll hang out. It'll be great. that's a guy I can respect and
Yeah.
appreciate. Like I had fun just watching him interact with people.
Yeah.
And he was totally gracious and awesome, and like they were very geeked out Buffy people. They were giving away like 2 fucking hardcover graphic novels that like one of them he even wrote, I think.
Yeah.
And like they were giving those away. Like yeah, he was charging for autographs, but everybody does that.
Yeah, you
Like,
have to. Your agent would kill you. If you
yeah,
don't.
no, I was like, dude, you know, that's really cool. Like I like your style.
Yeah.
But so back to the story. So it's quiet and like there's not a lot going on. And JM and Daryl were having a conversation about the DC TV shows, and I kind of felt like I wanted to join in. So I walked over and I was like chit-chatting a little around or whatever, and I never like introduced myself to him before. And so I
They
was
just
like,
screamed at him as you walked by.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate you!
"Hey, you, you're my nemesis and you don't know me.
You killed me!
Like if he ever listened to any of the shows that I said all that shit on, he'd probably hate me.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, I walked over and I was like, I shook his hand, introduced myself. I'm like, I just gotta tell you, like, I hated you. Like, I hated you for so long. And he just started laughing. He's like, oh, wow, really? I'm like, no, you just don't understand. You kind of, like, killed my childhood.
Yeah.
And then I kind of went into the whole thing and then told him, like, about how much I loved Hal and stuff. And
Yeah.
he was like, you would be surprised how many people have said the same thing to me. But he was like, I'll tell you, like, where were all these people that were not buying this book?
Yeah.
Because the reason we got to do this, or that this happened this way, is because no one was fucking buying. They were going to cancel the book.
Yeah.
And, like, then, you know, it was just him and fucking Ron Mars and those guys and shit that, like, revitalized everything.
Yeah.
So, it was interesting. Like, it was a cool conversation. He couldn't have been more amazing. Like, he was a class act in every respect. He was, you know, happy to talk, happy to answer questions, just to even chat in general. Like, we were having all kinds of chit-chat and happy, you know, he couldn't have been a sweeter guy. I bought the print of Hal with all the rings because it's one of my favorite images. I've got that shirt too.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my favorite. I told him, like, to his face, one of the most iconic images in DC history to me.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
You took one of the greatest heroes and, like, put him in the most evilest thing that you could think of.
And to me, that ranks right up there with the cover of Green Arrow, Green Lantern with fucking...
With the arrow where
he shatters the fucking lantern.
Or the one where he's
the drug
holding... Roy?
Yeah, or he's holding Roy, or the one where Roy's, like, fucking shooting up or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, like, right up there with, like, the fucking Death of Superman with the fucking stick and the cape. Like, that is one of those iconic covers.
Yeah.
Like, and to have your name mentioned, to me, like, if I were an artist to have my name mentioned in the same fucking breath as Neil Adams, who did the, you know, those other covers and shit like that, that really is something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But it was a really good conversation. I really enjoyed talking to him. Like, I don't hate him. I really don't. Like,
well, because you got to hear about from his side of the thing, where it was like...
That's why I'm really excited to actually, like, I did broach the topic of him doing shows, and he's very up for it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it a little bit more.
We'll definitely be able that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But, like, I just really... he couldn't have been nicer to me. Like, he obviously knew that I had some things to say. And I'm probably not the first one who's done that, like, obviously.
No. But it's nice for him to be able to be like, okay, I understand, but also here's the thing of, like, where DC was at that point, and, like, how not as much freedom as we think that he may have had with that and stuff. It was, like, one of those things where, like, at that time period in the game, when DC came down and said, this is what's happening... That's what's happening.
Yeah, he was telling me stories, like, about how segmented things used to be. Like, if you were, like, say, like, think of it like floors. Like, if you were on the bottom floor working on Green Lantern and the people on the top floor working on Justice League, no matter what you're doing, if they come down and say, this is what's happening, your story is basically fucked.
Yeah.
And you've got to do what they say. And that's very much a lot of what he said happened with Parallax. So, that, I really would love to just have a whole show with him to talk about that whole thing in general.
Because Parallax has always been, like, not... when they finally, you know, uncluttered all that stuff. Like, okay, yeah, you uncluttered it, but you also kind of took some of the stank off of, you know, Parallax. Back when it was still kind of very, like, I'm not entirely sure, Parallax was the guy. It was the thing, you know. You were like, ooh. I mean, even just seeing... That was one of my favorite figures I've ever had, was the Hal Jordan Parallax figure.
God, yeah, the
For
Total
thing.
Justice one.
Yeah. And then when later on down the line they had a Kyle Rayner Parallax one,
Oh, yeah.
I had to own it too, because, I mean, to be honest, like, that is an iconic costume. That's an iconic look. It is, you know, in some senses, the anti-Christ hero type thing in the sense of, like, you took Hal, who is, for all intents and purposes, one of the best, you know. He, super funny, super awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know, great stand-up hero, and you broke him, and then you turned him into just evil incarnate. Like, he took the thing that he stood up for the most and eradicated it.
Yeah,
it was just like
it's that sympathetic villain.
Yeah,
too. Like, I don't know, that it's quite
that breaks your heart. Like, it's like the sympathetic villain is one thing, but to have a villain that literally makes you cry because it breaks your heart to see him be the villain is something.
It hurt my
entirely.
soul. I'm not gonna lie, it really did. It fucking killed my soul at the time. And I always kind of wanted to have that conversation, and he was a gracious person enough to let me have that. So, big ups to him. Like, and this actually kind of leads into talking about, like, I'm kind of going to mix it up a little bit because normally I would save this for Shillin' time, but this is a little bit more in depth. So, coming up next weekend, actually tomorrow we're going to be at Jim and Dan, so that's great, and I'm excited about that. We actually did. Free Comic Book Day was amazing. Not Free Comic Book Day, but Not at Comic Con was great. And then the day after, we did Aaron's show, the Ohio Toy Comic Show, which was amazing this year.
Oh my god,
fucking amazing!
Except for one thing, you nasty motherfuckers gave me con crud.
Oh god, yeah, we all.
One of you gave me, because, like, I found out from coworkers that apparently down in Dayton at that time period there was a fucking, like, slew of this fucking, like, one day to, like, almost week-long fucking nasty flu-like disease, and one of you nasty motherfuckers gave it to me. And this goes back to that thing of, like, wash your goddamn asses.
Asses, hands, bodies, anything,
like,
for fuck's
Jesus
sake.
Christ. There was, how many? Was it 1,300?
More than that,
Yeah.
so probably closer to 15.
Yeah.
It just gets bigger every year. It was amazing.
It was an amazing show. And our panel was awesome.
I hope you guys got a chance to listen to the panel show that I posted. We recorded it just straight. It was great.
Yeah.
We had a couple really great guests there.
I really like that spot. Like, if we do another panel,
so fucking cool. Like, I really enjoyed doing it. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys listen to it. Except for the fucking douchebag watching the video and the crying baby, but at least the crying baby's parents were smart enough to
they'd be like, "Oh, sorry." The dude.
So
everybody stopped and turned around and dead stared the guy who was just, like, watching the video, and then he finally, like, felt that, like, is everybody in the room looking at me?
Everybody is, because you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, and he was just kind of like, oh, is, like, a panel going on right now?
Is people actually working right now?
Yeah, like, yes, asshole.
It was great. We got to spend time with a bunch of our favorite people. I got to see Johnny Cage in person. I didn't talk to him or anything.
Oh, and Metzger was there.
And Metzger was there. You know, people we like, and Metzger. No, I love Metzger. We gave him so much shit.
If all of you remember Metzger from the yesteryear,
way back in the before time, Metzger, and then.
And he actually managed to make some sales.
I did this great Facebook Live video. I was making fun of Watson. And said, I was like, hey, here's Matt Metzger's table, and if this stuff looks familiar, it's because it's the same shit he had the last 3 years.
And then he's like, no,
he was like, I did this in 2018 that I started on in 2017.
Yeah. I was like, and then he's like, now I'm going to have to do an Aquaman. And I was like, yeah, you know, maybe when they bring out Justice League 3, it'll be done.
So that was a blast, and thank you to Aaron for having us out always. Like, we've been through there every single show, and it just gets better every year, and I can't wait till next year.
Oh yeah,
I honestly can. I fucking loved it. Thank him for letting us do a panel too. My God, I fucking love the panel so much.
Yeah, the panel was awesome.
It was fucking amazing, and I'd love to do one again next year. I'd like to be able to do that at some other shows, like, because it just really is a lot of fun to do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And
I was worried at first because it was like we had never done one.
Yeah, but it really worked. I think
it was
did.
fun. Yeah. I mean, there's some things we'll have to fine tune.
Yeah,
refine,
no, for sure.
You know, add, subtract, whatever.
But we were talking to Watson at that point, and he was telling us about this Freestyle Comics fundraiser day.
Yeah.
Or FSK day, as he's calling it. So this is actually pretty amazing, and we're going to be taking part in this. It's actually next Saturday. It's Saturday, August 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Comic Town in just outside. Well, it's technically Columbus, but it's more like Delaware-ish, like getting closer to Delaware.
It's
like,
that weird.
It's like if you're a Columbus person, it's like Polaris-y, sort of, or 23. Whitehall, Gahanna.
If you're not, it's Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah.
So it's 94 Dillamont Avenue, I think, or Dillamont Street. I don't know. It just says Dillamont.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio. Comic Town is where, if you guys are fans of Victor Dandridge, it's where he does the his comic podcast from.
Yep.
The red, black, and blue, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't actually seen it, Victor.
You know the thing. Dave does not listen to your podcast.
Yeah, well, I don't have time to listen to anybody's. I don't even listen to Metzger's anymore, as much as I love it.
I didn't know Metzger still put out new podcasts.
I don't know if he does, actually.
I don't think he does. I think he pretty much just is like a hermit in his house now.
I'm finding out. But anyway.
Has he put out something? Not since 2017.
So, Comic Town, we've been there before pretty recently. I don't know if you guys remember us talking about, like, the weekend where we went to, like, the yard sale comics and shit like that. And, like, I wasn't super impressed by it, but there was also a Nerdball Magic tournament happening at the same time, so that may have kind of pissed all over it.
Yeah, I always am never a fan of when I get basically pushed out of my comic shop that I'm attending so that fucking, 900 sweaty fucking drooling Magic players can fucking scream at each other. I get annoyed by that, but I know it makes the money, so.
I think it looks like that Metzger's putting out episodes with the frequency that we do it these days. Because, like, his last one was in April. They're still doing it. It's just fewer and far between. Which I get that. Hey, can't hate on that. But I don't understand because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but I was about to say, I was like, we do it. It's rough for us because we have jobs. What does he do?
Metzger has a job. I think he works for a printing company.
So again, I say, what is he doing?
We're wasting time. We're wasting time. We can brag on Metzger another day. Poor bastard.
No,
we love you, folks. Like, seriously.
We only get to do it once a year because he never comes out
Poor
to
bastard.
anything. We have to, like, chloroform him.
I will chloroform his ass to get him out of the house at some point. So anyway, FSK Day. So this is actually kind of a fascinating sort of thing.
Fascinating.
So one of the big things that they're doing for this is this sketchbook. So essentially, it's a blank sketchbook that comes with sketches from Daryl Banks, Yuko Smith, Victor Dandridge, Ren McKenzie, Allison Leith, Brian Christopher Moss, and Mike Watson. You'll also get Hot Shots 1, Vigilance 1, Heroes International 1, and Emerald Quest 1 variant cover edition signed by all the creators. Prints, and like there's basically they're doing this as a pre-sale on Square Up. It's like $120 at the event, but you can get it for $100 if you pre-order.
Yeah,
it's like, I know that sounds like a lot of money for something, but this is a fucking sketchbook with original sketches in it.
Now, are they already done, or is it like you're getting sketches from them?
You're getting real sketches from them in the sketchbook. Like, each one of them will be a real sketch.
No, I meant like, so they're already pre-done, though.
I'm not exactly sure.
Or like, do you get to go to them and be like, I want this sketch? Like, do I get to go to Daryl Banks and be like, hey, I want the picture?
Well, if you want to find out, if you go to squareup.com and search for Freestyle Comics or Freestyle Day Sketchbook, you can view more about it.
Yeah.
Or if you're really, like, interested and I'm not doing a great job, hit up Michael Watson.
Or just, wait an hour and he'll Facebook Live it.
Facebook Live about it, because he Facebook's Live everything that he ever does and ever. So, essentially,
I got some chicken wings.
This is going to be an entire event. There's going to be stuff for kids. There's going to be, of course, a lot of creators are going to be. Adam Fields is going to be there. Brian Moss, Allison Leith, Daryl Banks, Yuko Smith, Victor Dandridge, all going to be there. We're one of the co-sponsors of the event.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, along with Short Fuse Media, Advantage In-House Productions, and Black Nerd Problems. And I'm trying to remember the name of the other one. It's CCF, but I don't remember what it stands for.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't.
It's like too small on my screen. I can't read it. But I'm just really excited about it. Like, it's kind of a hybrid thing. Not only is there going to be, comics going on, it's comics, games, music, live music, cosplay, panels, door prizes, raffles, like exclusives. There's going to be fucking sketch cover things going on. There's going to be a raffle contest, silent auctions, door prizes, sketch battles, which sounds really interesting.
That does sound interesting.
Live podcasting from, maybe these guys right here.
Sketch battles.
Book signings, variant covers. They're going to be demoing Epic 21, which is the card game that they invented, which just sounds really fucking cool. There's going to be, Mike's going to be doing one of his 30-minute art live panel type things. There's going to be musical performances from, okay, now I'm just going to say, I'm going to sound very white when I say all this, but Diggy Dolce, Absolute, and Andre Lomax, which I would assume is all hip-hop. I'm not a hip-hop person, so I'm going to be very out of place.
I was going to say my headphones are going to be in.
Headphones will be in. But, hey, if you like hip-hop, diggity-do it on up. Like, I don't...
Diggy Dolce for you.
Dolce and Gabbana, I don't know. But... I know it's going to be amazing. There's going to be so many people there. There's going to be great stuff for kids and stuff, too. So, like, comics and coloring books. There's going to be all kinds of cool shit. And we're also... Basically, the whole point of all of this is to help get books printed.
Yeah.
Instead of doing a Kickstarter, instead of doing, a GoFundMe or a Indiegogo or whatever, this is real life, in-person fundraising.
It's like trying to get it from the actual people that is around.
Yeah, from the people who are your real audience.
Yeah, because most of these comics are based in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
so it's a comic that is is your town type thing. So I think he really wants to get them involved in as much as possible.
So if you want more information about it, please go to Freestyle Comics with a K on Facebook, or hit up Mike Watson.
To be like, hey, we want more of the Basement of Doom comic.
Yes, which
we will be there.
Some sneak peeks actually of what's to come.
Yep.
And the art is amazing.
Yeah, we will have our prints there too.
We're gonna have our prints. We're gonna have our brand new Basement of Doom wristbands that we ordered in. These things are fucking amazing. They're going to be $1 a pop. Come on, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
$1 for an awesome Basement of Doom wristband with a little baby Cthulhu on the other side.
Cthulhu.
It's going to be fucking awesome. We'll probably have a few other things there. Yeah. Watson and I haven't decided on this. We might bring the game, but we might just go halvesies on it for charity, essentially. Help them with the fundraising. I don't know. We'll see what we do.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing live shows. What we're trying to get to happen is a big comics roundtable podcast with everybody who's there. We want to get Victor, Michael, Ren, Daryl Banks, Adam, and Yuko Smith all together and do a roundtable really kind of comics jam podcast. This is a dream kind of podcast for me and for us in general.
Yeah, where you can get everybody.
Because Victor is just amazing to talk to.
Well, because you've got a nice mix of you've got your indie guys, you've got your guys that have been in the industry, you've got your guys that are right on the cusp of being on both sides of it. Because Victor plays in that realm where it's he's still kind of in the indie, but he's also in that upper, into the he's working with Wizard World. Also has had stuff picked up, So I mean, you're getting the gambit of comic, creators and artists and everything. So it's nice.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. I know Watson's excited and nervous, but it is something that I've never seen before. It's not a con. It's not your traditional signing. It's a hybrid. It's like a fucking jam, man. It's like a block party,
which is smart
in this big ass comic store because the comic town is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
There's all kinds of space. It's going to be really fascinating to see how this all goes down.
When we were there last time, they had that tent out in the parking lot.
I also heard rumors of food trucks too. So Papa like a food truck. So.
Like a high cholesterol.
That's beside the point.
No, I'm talking about me.
But please go to Freestyle Comics on Facebook. Check out, there's a Freestyle Comics Day, FSK Fundraiser Day on Facebook as well. I can't say enough about how excited I am about it. It's going to be fucking amazing. We're going to be really excited about Jim and Dance tomorrow too, but by the time most of you guys listen to it, the show will already be going on. But we're going to be there. Adam Fields is going to be there. A lot of folks are going to be there. Aaron, I believe, and Roman is going to be there. It's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to it. I always love Jim and Dan's. Jim is always great to bring us out for these shows, and I really enjoy it. They've always been really good to us. Oh, Stuart Sager is on the list for tomorrow, which I didn't know he was going to be coming in for that. Wow. Yeah, which I know you're a big fan of his. And so am I. He's a fucking amazing artist. But Craig Baldwin, Stuart Sager, Frank James Bailey, who does the Terracano comic, which if you're into kind of kid stuff, that's definitely one that exists. Adam Fields is going to be there. Jeff Austin, Joseph Pruitt, Tim Fuller, Lee Zofer and Nate Zofer, and Allison and Nat Dickinson are also going to be there. Comics, toys, collectibles, cosplays, blah, blah, blah. Woo! Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., $5 admission, 12 and under free, Wright State University Student Union, 3640 Colonel Glenn Highway, Dayton, Ohio. So, before we do shilling time, because we're over at this point, I want to do a couple Kickstarters that are going on right now. With 3 days to go, our friends Bob France, Kevin Cuff, and Walter Osley, and a bunch of other folks, John Greenleaf is involved too, Metal Shark Bro. We've gotten the preview stuff on this book, and it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, awesome. It looks so good.
I'm so nervous about this.
So bad.
Like, if you're listening to the fucking sound of my voice, please go pledge to this book, because I really want this book.
I really do. And it's like at that cusp of like...
Yeah, the goal is 24,666. There's 456 backers, 3 days to go, and they're at 17,672. So they're like 71% there with 3 days, and it's going to come down to the fucking wire. But come on,
but
like,
it's a
who
great
doesn't want to see a fucking shark demon? Like
shark guy,
demon. Battling demons. Like, come on, dude.
Who's also like
giant gun
metal,
fucking
fucking band guy. Yeah,
this comic has everything, and if you're more interested about hearing about the comic, you can listen to the brand new Todd Files episode that I just published. The first official Todd Files episode in 2 years. I'm back, bitch. And better than ever. And I was supposed to have a co-host, but she got sick. Poor Beast, she has been very sick lately and going through a lot of stuff, so whew. But Bob France was an amazing guest. Walter Osley, amazing guest too. Like, it was really cool to come back and get back to the Todd Files, which I love. I'm excited about that. So please, check out Metal Shark Bro. It's Metal Shark, one word, Bro, on Kickstarter. And also, our friend Eric Pilecki's got a new Kickstarter out as well, which I have already thrown my weight behind as well.
I'll be doing
but
that
I love Eric.
Yeah.
Atlantis wasn't built for tourists, which is like Lovecraft meets Leon, and is sort of sequel to Shadow over Innsmouth by Eric Pilecki and Wendell Cavalcanti. Right now, they have 26 days to go, 101 backers, $2,080 out of a $3,500 goal. So they're going to make it and then some.
Oh, yeah.
This looks great. It's very Lovecraftian. It's very creature-y looking. It's very, horror. The art is very classic comic style.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the look of it. This is also one of those ones that has very simple pledge levels. Like, there's no frills on this one. It's very much like, this is the book, and, maybe, get some extra books. This is a no-frills Kickstarter, which I like those sometimes, which are not as bogged down in, extras and more just, let's get this book in your hands.
Yeah. You want a comic.
Yeah, I'm super fucking jazzed
not necessarily, shit tons of extras.
I want to throw a shout-out to Short Fuse Media. I got my Kickstarter rewards for bringing alignment to the Indieverse recently. We're going to actually, hopefully the next show, we're going to talk about some of these comics that came in this.
Yep. And I also got my Thicker Than Blood comic.
Globalists, American Dreams, and Chess.
Yep.
This is a great story behind this. I don't know if we talked about this at all before, but I got to give Sean Mack a lot of credit for doing this. But these were books that were from a fully funded Kickstarter before that the people running it for the creators just cut and run
with the money
and didn't put the books out.
Yeah.
And Sean Mack, being this amazing indie publisher that he is, came in and ran this Kickstarter and guaranteed everybody who pledged to that one, if they pledged $1 to this one, they would get everything promised to them in the original.
Yeah.
That's a fucking stand-up guy.
Which, considering, in all intents and purposes, what could have happened, just paying an extra $1 to make sure you get your shit is not a bad thing at all and stuff, considering nobody was willing to step up and be like, hey, you're going to get this because these assholes did this shit.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know, from what I understand, they lost money on this because they were trying to help people get these comics in their hand. And that I respect. Yeah. And that's why I threw my money at this one. I got a t-shirt. It's great. It's bringing alignment to the Indieverse shirt. Very cool. American Dreams looks amazing. I haven't read any of these yet, but that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. It's like a superhero in early America, in the time of 1908, somewhere in that like very like Edison time period.
The Globalist is the other one.
Globalist looks very interesting. Chess is not necessarily a book I would probably get into, but I'm still going to try it.
Yeah, but the Globalist one is definitely also on that list because the premise for that one is very interesting.
Yeah, nah, sure. I'm very excited about it.
Yep.
But I have to be awake in like 5 hours, so
I'm gonna go to bed now.
I'm probably gonna cut this one out. We're about an hour and 25 minutes now, anyway. But let's go ahead and is it time?
Yep. Dance monkey.
All right. So, if you like what you heard today on the Basement Fodder Podcast, you can of course always find us at our network home of digitalnerdage.com and our website, thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com. Please also check us out on iTunes, Spreaker, basically anywhere you can download a podcast, you can find us. Yeah, Napster.com, Ask Jeeves, LimeWire, FrostWire.
Yeah. This is a podcast. Shit, it's pouring again. Damn it.
Follow us on social media at Basement Fodder. You can find me at Todd Dave on Facebook. You can find Dave Basement of Doom. You can find the Beesh, Ariel Beesh. You can find the Dead Mother of Doom. You can find the original Basement Babe. All those things. Please check out this week's new episode of the Todd Files. If you're looking for more information on the Todd Files, there's a Todd Files Facebook page as well for that. If you're looking to be a guest on the Todd Files, please reach out to the Basement Beesh, Ariel Beesh on Facebook. So that is going to wrap it up for this week's... What's that?
Wait, we've got one little thing. We're not going to go into this really quick. This is just something that Todd came up with that he hit me with, and I was so on board with it. I mean, so on board. I just want to say, like, it's going to be good. It's going to be bad, but it's going to be good. Like,
there's a very adult-oriented project coming down the line.
If you guys love the boudoir pictures and things of that nature,
our coverage of the porn convention,
you're gonna love what's about to happen.
You're gonna love you're gonna love this after hours sort of project.
Yeah, so.
I want to also take this time, and I'm gonna do this again in video form tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I want to take this time to embarrass the fuck out of Mike Watson.
Yeah.
So by the time this is in your ear hole,
that old motherfucker,
Mike Watson's birthday. Now I don't know. I think 34, 35? Maybe?
I thought it was 47.
Oh. The hate is strong. It's going to be Mike Watson's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today, actually, now.
Now.
Oh, fuck, I just broke my glasses.
Why would you do that?
It wasn't on purpose. They were bent. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so, Watson, happy birthday, buddy. We love you. Thank you for making us comic book characters. Thank you for making us superheroes.
Yeah.
It's every kid's dream to be a superhero, and Mike Watson made that possible for us. We love you to death, man. It wasn't on purpose. I was just trying to fix them.
I just, you're wishing Watson a happy birthday, and then you just snap your
snap
glasses.
My fucking glasses in twain.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
Yep. There you go.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. They're not fixable in the least.
Nope.
So, awesome. Now I have no glasses. So, anyway.
Yep.
That's going to wrap it up for this week. As always, I'm Todd.
And he's blind.
I'm
Dave.
Until next time, I'm trying to figure out where the mouse is.
The
basement door is
Guide the hand.
Shut the fuck up.